I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do.
What happens when you skip court, rack up multiple DWIs, and think you can outrun the system? Well, folks, you're about to find out. Today we're diving into the case of Mr. Sanchez, a man who somehow managed to pick up a second DWI while still on bond for his first one, fled the jurisdiction for years, and now stands before a judge who's had enough. With suspended license charges stacking up, over 1,500 days of dodging court dates, and a criminal record that's about to follow him to the grave. Literally, the judge says it stays on your record even after you die. This is one courtroom showdown you do not want to miss. Will the judge show mercy, or is Mr. Sanchez about to learn the hardest lesson of his life? Let's break it down.
When you show up to court, good things happen. When you don't show up, you now know what happens. You will now be dealing with this lifelong consequence as a result of your failure to come to court. You are now pleading guilty to this DWI. It will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die.
Okay, let's pause right there because the judge just dropped something huge. He said this DWI stays on your record even after you die. That's not just a figure of speech. Folks, that's reality. A DWI conviction in Texas is permanent. It cannot be expunged, it cannot be sealed, and it will show up on background checks for employment, housing, and loans for the rest of your life. And here's the kicker. Mr. Sanchez didn't just have one DWI. He picked up a second one while still on bond for the first. That's not just bad luck, that's a pattern. And judges, they notice patterns.
With your record, you have 2 suspended license cases. Now you have a DWI going on your record. When you get pulled over, what do you think an officer is going to do to you? They're going to harass the hell out of you. Every single time you get pulled over, don't matter what you're doing. I don't care if you're going to church, planting tulips, whatever, you will get harassed. And even if you have the faintest smell of alcohol or dope, you will be charged with a second offense. What we're doing today will not happen again. You will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. And if you're not smart enough to consider how to get home on a night of drinking or smoking or whatever, you will be doing a lot of time in jail. Do you understand? You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into today's agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. Any prior DWIs?
Yes, Your Honor, it was actually dismissal out of Hidalgo County for 2019.
Anything else?
Now this is where things get really interesting. The attorneys are scrambling because Mr. Sanchez's record is a complete mess. They're finding DWIs, suspended license cases, and who knows what else popping up from different counties. And here's what makes this even worse. The man has been dodging court for nearly 1,500 days. That's over 4 years of avoiding accountability. Let me ask you this. If you knew you had open warrants and pending charges, would you really think you could just disappear? Drop your answer in the comments below, because I genuinely want to know what goes through someone's mind in that situation.
And it's a lot of driving with my license suspended.
How many you got? I see 2 here. Does he have more?
Yes, Your Honor, out of county. Give me a second. Yeah.
Jason, I don't know, man. You know, when was that DWI dismissed?
2019, Your Honor. There's one.
So he had that DWI. He picked up this DWI while he was on bond for that DWI.
I understand, Judge. I mean, the problem is I think he works in Florida. Is that correct? So that's part of it. Well, I mean, I'm saying like part of the problem with getting to court is that he works in another state. And I understand he's got to be here. He knows he's got to be here. But
we waive appearances for everyone. There's no excuse. No excuse. I can't in good conscience. When your case is 1,500 days old and you have a prior DWI that you picked up while this other DWI, why would I give you this kind of gift? No, I'm sorry. And then you have 2 prior suspended license cases here.
One stopped in and one in Hidalgo County.
2 more suspended license cases. It's not, I don't think so, Mr. Sanchez.
All right, let's break down exactly what's happening here, because the judge is laying out some serious reasoning. He's saying that giving Mr. Sanchez a time served deal would essentially be rewarding bad behavior. Think about it. The man had 2 open DWI cases running simultaneously, multiple suspended license charges, and vanished for nearly 4 years. The judge is making a point that the court system isn't just about punishment. It's about accountability. If people learn they can skip court, avoid consequences, and still walk away with a slap on the wrist, what message does that send? The defense is trying to negotiate weekends in jail, but this judge, he's not having it.
You know, I think that if I were to take a time served, I would be enabling your behaviors, telling you that it's okay when it's not. You know, we can go back, we can work something else out. If you do maybe like 20, I'm okay with that. You know, where he probably would have just a weekend, something like that. But I can't, Mr. Sanchez, in good conscience, take this. I can't reward you for having 2 open DWIs simultaneously and then taking off on us for 3 years, 4 years.
How much credit he's got?
It's
Actually,
6 days credit.
6 days.
It's 6 days credit. 3 for 6.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'd still be the same thing anyways. You really have 6 days credit.
6 days credit.
I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do.
Here we go. The judge has made his decision, and honestly, it's creative. Instead of throwing Mr. Sanchez in jail right now, he's hitting him where it really hurts. The wallet. We're talking over $3,600 in fines, court costs, and DPS fees. And here's the brutal part. If he doesn't pay, every $100 he owes converts to 1 day in jail. Do the math, people. That's potentially 36 days behind bars if he defaults. On top of that, his license is suspended for an entire year. So the judge is basically saying, I'm giving you a chance to stay out of jail, but if you mess this up, the consequences will be even worse. That's some next-level judicial strategy right there.
You will be required to pay every court cost that will be assigned to you today, which is a lot. And if you don't pay it, you will go to jail. For every $100, it's a day in jail. How much is it going to owe? With the DWI, it's going to be what, $3,000, right?
If you're including the DWI track file?
Correct. Yeah.
3,100 and could be 3,600.
Yep. That's what's going to happen today. So if you don't pay the court costs and the DPS fines and fees, you will go to jail. You're being assessed now over $3,000 in fees. So if you fail to pay, every $100 is a day in jail. So you can imagine how much jail time it is if you fail to pay. I am also going to suspend your license for a year. I'm not putting you in jail now, but you know what's expected of you. And if you fail to pay, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Sometimes you hit someone even harder in the pocketbook than when you do with a little bit of jail time. We'll see how it goes now, because if you don't pay, imagine. It's a lot of time in
How
custody.
much time we have to pay the?
I don't expect them to pay it all up front now, but I'm going to put them on a payment plan,
Okay.
you know?
Sort of makes
But I'm
sense.
going to tell you, if you try to jet on me, I will remember, because I will make notations as to this right now about how many DWIs, how many suspended license cases you have, so that if you flake on us and don't pay it, for the $3,400 that's owing doing, it's $100 for every single day.
Did you catch that? The judge just made it personal. He said, if you try to jet on me, I will remember. He's literally documenting everything about this case, so that if Mr. Sanchez tries to disappear again, there will be no mercy next time. This isn't just a warning, it's a promise. And with 5 years of jurisdiction over him, the judge can bring him back for any violation. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think this punishment is fair? Should the judge have given him jail time instead? Or is hitting someone's wallet the smarter move? Let me know in the comments.
Mr. Sanchez, you give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, Confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never come back and change this, challenge this, undo this. Do you understand? How do you plead to the charge of driving while intoxicated?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 6 days that you've done. How much is total of everything?
$3,600.
$3,600 is what is due and owing that you will pay. Let me give you a piece of advice, Mr. Sanchez. The worst possible thing you can do in this life is drive. Because if I catch you driving and you pick up a new case in this court, because I will have jurisdiction over you for the next 5 years. If I catch you in a car driving, I'm going to light you up. Do you understand?
Sure.
All right. Good luck to
You
you.
guessing they'll get credit for court costs?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be responsible for all the court costs. Correct. Yeah. And then, so what kind of payment plan do they do down there?
I'm not really familiar with that. Usually they'll going off of what his financials are, we can work it out with them down there. I just know that he just has to go down.
Hey, Vic, when they put people on a payment plan downstairs, how long do they give typically?
I'm not sure, Judge. I think they take the consideration.
Can we dictate how long?
I've seen the years.
We did.
And they're allowed to request extensions. But it has to go through.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do an extension. Once we do the payment plan now, you will be expected to live up to it, right? So could we do perhaps like a year, 2 years?
I think Trey can put it in.
Yeah, I can put it on the
notes
notes.
when he
He's gonna have to bring
Okay.
it down.
Judge wants 1 year.
What do you do for a living?
I work for Hilton.
How much money do you make a month?
About $2,600 a month.
Boston, take your hat off.
Okay, I don't want to kill you, right? But I want you to pay. So what I will do is I will put you on a 2-year payment plan. So it'll cost you $150 a month. If you don't pay it, every $100 is a day in jail. So you can imagine how much time you'll do on a $3,600 bill. Do you understand?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how justice works when you push the system too far. Let's recap what just happened. Mr. Sanchez came into court today facing a DWI charge that had been pending for over 1,500 days. That's more than 4 years of avoiding accountability. He had a prior DWI that he picked up while still on bond for another DWI, plus multiple suspended license cases on his record. The judge made it crystal clear this conviction is permanent. It will follow Mr. Sanchez for the rest of his life, and even beyond. The final ruling? 3 days in jail with credit for 6 days already served, a 1-year license suspension, and $3,600 in fines and fees on a 2-year payment plan at $150 per month. And if he fails to pay, every $100 converts to a day behind bars. The judge's parting words? Don't drive. Because if Mr. Sanchez gets caught behind a wheel in the next 5 years, he's going to get lit up. If you found this case as intense as we did, smash that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the judge was too lenient or too harsh? And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss another jaw-dropping courtroom breakdown. Share this video with someone who needs to see what happens when you think you can outrun the law. Until next time, stay safe and stay legal.